pause, my eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, motives reflected. Often mirrors and pit, quick, running from ear to ear. Craving and raving in grain, rekindle the flame. Close as she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, in paradise, we know our purpose.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and today it is Tuesday, so you know where we are. And sorry, running a little bit late today, but trying to get back into the groove. We're at Georgia's Happy Hog, located 712 Culbertson Drive in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma is just south of the state capitol, north of the OU Medical Center. Cannot miss it. Great place. If you haven't been here, you need to come and check it out. Tuesdays, of course, I'm here on Tuesdays because they have mac and cheese every Tuesday and Friday. They are closed Saturdays and Sundays and Mondays. Open Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 7, and then on Saturdays 11 to 5. And if you haven't been here, you need to come check it out. It is fantastic for catering and events. You can contact them at 405-525-8111. It is fantastic. You'll just love this place. I know I love it. And, of course, we are brought to you. Today's broadcast is brought to you by YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC. Proud sponsor for us to come out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area, and we appreciate all their support. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com if you want to do that. Or you can go to any of their locations, the main bank at 401 Elm in downtown, historic, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway. YB Mustang, located on Mustang Road. What's going on, big dog? Where you been happening? What's happening? I see you back there getting some grub, aren't you? Oh, boy, I tell you what, I love seeing my peeps. Guys I don't see very often, they come rolling up in here, and so I get to see some guys. Anyway, YB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks, and I-40. YB Peoples, located in Bethany on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur, so you can't miss it. But I tell you what, it's been good trying to get back into the groove. It's taking me a little bit to kind of get back into the groove. I took a week off kind of for vacation. Like I said, Thursday night we did have the Gary Bick Coaches Celebration where a lot of his former players had came in to see Gary there at Santa Fe Family Life Center. We want to thank Santa Fe for their support in bringing it together, and Brian Jackson, our acting executive director, kind of came up with the idea, and then of course Dana Ganschow and Cassidy Moore kept me put everything together to make sure that it went well. So you can go back onto my page and you can watch that event at any time. I think we've had over 2,000 views or plays on that since. If you want to go back, if you're a fan of Gary Vick and you want to go back, you can watch some of the testimonies. And it's so funny, as I talked to Gary yesterday, and he was talking about, if I'd have just known that, that it was live, because you really couldn't hear it too well in there because we had a volleyball game going in the back. But if it wasn't for that, I told him, well, you can just go online and watch it online. And he said, if I'd have known that, I'd have really said some things. So it was pretty funny. Like I told the guys, you can't really tell any stories about Gary because his daughter was there. Sydney was there, so you really couldn't say a whole lot about Gary. Any fun, see you guys later. Any fun stories, because of the simple fact that it was Gary. His daughter was there, so we had to be careful on everything that we were going to say about him and what was going to be said. So you had to be kind of careful on that. So we were good to Gary for the most part. I mean, we could have beat him up. Todd Thurman could have beat him up. I know Dick Johnson definitely could have beat him up. Marvin Mack could have beat him up. We all could have beat him up. But, of course, it was about celebrating his life for what he meant to us as players and the fact that he does not get any accolades outside of the basketball community. Those of us that know basketball have been around it. We know who Gary is and what he has meant to the game. So, that being said, we didn't get a chance to really get into the Thunder. We talked a little bit, Drew and I talked a little bit about the Thunder yesterday, but let's talk about their first 10 games and what we're going to expect from them. Here are their first 10 games that the Thunder have coming up, which to me, the schedule, you've got the Nuggets, so when you look at this first 10 games, you have the Nuggets twice in the first 10 games. So when you look at that, both of them in Denver. So when you look at the schedule, there's no reason why the Thunder can't go 7-3. There's no reason. I mean, you're playing at the Nuggets to open up, which I think is going to be a tough game. They really want us, so I think that game is going to be the determining game for what we're going to look like. Because number one, it's going to give us as fans a good chance to see who the Thunder are and what they have. Oh yeah, and by the way, guys, while I'm thinking about this, let's go ahead and if you want to go to YouTube, let's go ahead and put this up here so you guys can go ahead and watch us or make any comments. If you want to make some comments about what I'm talking about or anything like that, you can do that. I'm going to tell you how and show you how to do that as soon as I pull this up. Where is it? Here we go. You can go search YouTube or you can watch it on Facebook. The Unpopular Hour with Matt Clark. So it's the Unpopular Hour. Just go ahead and search my page on Facebook or the Unpopular Hour. In fact, we need to set up our own page. I need to do that. Set up the own page so we can just kind of do that, and you can watch it either through my page or through the Unpopular Hour page. After the storm, OKC Thunder, which is our Thunder post-game analysis show, and we will be talking about the Thunder every week. YouTube, you can watch all those on YouTube. Search After the Storm OKC Thunder. Like, subscribe, hit notifications, and it'll let you know. The Unpopular Hour, same thing. Search the Unpopular Hour, Matt Clark. Like, subscribe, notifications. Or you can go to www.mcsportsnetwork.com, and you can look at it that way and look at any of our former shows that we have and do it that way. So, but like I said, if you're on YouTube and you want to go ahead and go to YouTube, you can go ahead and I can watch and see what you're saying, and then we can comment, or you can leave a comment, and I can tell who you are and what your question is there on YouTube. So if you want to do that, please, by all means, go do that. And I can see your comment, and I'll let you know. So, but anyway, so going back to this, the reason why I say it's important, it's not going to necessarily determine how the season goes because of the simple fact that, well, it could because it's a win-loss. So the thing is, you have to hold serve at home. But to me, it's a good determining factor on what our team is going to look like because of what the magnitude of this game is. Now, that being said, it is still game number one. So in some aspects, it doesn't have a lot to – it doesn't mean a whole lot. But on the other side, that it really does because it's a chance for us because, remember, we beat them 3 out of 4 games last year. Okay, and I really don't count that last one because the first time they smashed us, what was it, 4th or 5th game of the year at home. Then we went there and we beat them twice. They're in Denver. We beat them by 6-8, whatever it was the first game, and then 2 days later we came back. SJ hit the jump shot at the buzzer, basically 1 second left to beat him the second time. And then Jokic did not play the 4th time, so I don't really count that. So it was really 2-1 us over them, and I think they're really trying to make a point about that. So I think that game is going to be very important for the Thunder so we can kind of see where we are. The Bulls, the 22nd, 2 days later, I think that should be a W right there. So I look at that. And then, of course, on Sunday, we have the Hawks at home for our first game at home. We should win that. So we should be 2-1, if not 3-0 at this point. I don't really see us dropping games. I think we're a little bit hungry. I think the players are a little bit frustrated about what happened at the end of the year. So I think that they're going to really, really be focused and lasered in to what they need to accomplish this year. So when I look at that, I think we should be 2-1 minimum coming through that third game. And unfortunately, those 2 games will be on Bali. And, I watch Bali, but I cannot listen to Michael Cage. I just can't. I can't listen to him. And then thank God we'll be back on ESPN for the Spurs 3 days later on ESPN at home. So it'll be our second home game, and I think I think Drew and I touched on this yesterday. How many games that we have against the Spurs that are on TV because they're trying to uh, uh, talk about the Chet Wemby rivalry, which I think is going to be a good one. But the first time they played, it was okay, and then the last couple, Wemby just dominated us. I think he just got better. He is what Chet said. Chet was a unicorn, which I never believed. But I really, really like Chet. I think he's amazing. I think he is very good for the Thunder. I think Sam Presti picking him was a great choice for us and what we were trying to accomplish. And even though I was against it at first, I like what Chet has brought to our team and what he has given to the Thunders. So I like the trade now, but he's not the unicorn. That would be Wemby. So anyway, it's interesting to watch that. So at that point, we have the Spurs at home. I think it's going to be a tough game. They're going to want to beat us. We're going to want to beat them. Our players are going to want to be behind Chet because they understand the rivalry. They understand what's happening with that. So our players are going to be very engaged when it comes to that and what's happening with that. And on the other side of that, we're going to be just as engaged, or they're going to be just as engaged with us supporting Wemby against Chet. Then, of course, we come back the first and we go for our first of two back-to-backs, our first back-to-back games of the year, which will be at the Blazers and at the Clippers. And the Blazers, they're young. They've got everybody pretty much coming back. I think that's going to be a tougher test for us, but we tend to play them really well. And so I look at our schedule right now of our first, counting the Blazers game, that would be our first 5 games. I see us no worse than 3-2, should be 4-1, if not 5-0 at this point, especially since they've got us picked to win 55 games this year, which is the over-under. Then, of course, we have the Clippers on a back-to-back night in L.A. They play us really well, but I don't know how it's going to be this year. They have no Russell and no PG. So, and SGA has a thing because that's who he got drafted by, and they traded him for Paul George, and I think that every time he sees them, he just wants to light them up. So you can't blame him for that one iota. I wouldn't either. I'd want to kill him every time I saw him as well. So that should be another win. So our first 7 games, when you look at it, or 6 games, we should be 4-2, 5-1, 6-0. I think we're going to be closer to 5-1 or 4-2. That's where I think we are. But, if we're going to be where we need to be, you have to win the games you're supposed to win. And then your 50-50 games, as we talked about last year in depth, and we'll talk about it more about this year in depth, especially on After the Storm. Your 50-50 games are the Nuggets, because you could beat them. The Clippers, we'll see how they end up being, but that used to be a 50-50 game with us. And then the Spurs, because the intensity, the rivalry between Chet and Wemby, to me, that's more of a 50-50 game. Even though we're a better team than them, I think they'll be a lot better now that they have Chris Paul. I still think that's a 50-50 game simply because the rivalry and the intensity of what they're going to bring and what we're going to bring. So 50-50 games, we have 2 of those 50-50 games. The rest of the teams we are better than. We're better than the Bulls. We're better than the Hawks. We're better than the Blazers. And, we'll see how better we are than the Blazers. And we're better than the Clippers. So that's how I look at it. So that's why I said in those first 6 games, we should be no worse than 4-2. I'm thinking 5-1, 6-0. That's what I'm hoping if we are really trying to do what we need to do to expand what the Thunder can be and what we should be. I think we're going to be 4-2, 5-1, 6-0 would be great going in there. Then, of course, we have to have the Magic at home on the 4th. I'm just going to tell you this right now. The Magic, and the thing I hate about what we're doing, we're playing a lot of late games, which means I don't know if parents are going to let their kids stay up, because by the time the game you get home, it's 11:30. It's on a school night on Wednesday night or Thursday night, Monday night. I don't know how parents are going to let them stay up that late. So we'll see how that works out. So that's too bad for the kids. Now, for me, I would probably let my kids stay up and let them, just sleep in a little bit for an hour and just let school know, hey, we're going to be late. We're going to be late tomorrow. He's going to miss the first hour. She's going to miss the first hour of class, whatever. So that's just me, because I'd want my kid to see able to see the Spurs, but also it depends on when we play them again later. So that's kind of how I look at it. And we play them months and months later on. If it's not a close, that's just me. I'm a lot more relaxed when it comes to stuff like that than most parents. But you have to raise your kids on your own because that's your decision on what you want to do with your kids. I'm a big believer in people doing what the hell they want to do with their own bodies. That's just me. Then, of course, we come back out there for the 8th game against the Nuggets again in Denver, which, like I said earlier, our first game of the year is against Denver. Now we know what they are. They kind of know what we are. We are 8 games into it, so we kind of have some sort of identity of what kind of team we're going to be. Are we going to be still like we were last year, a defensive-oriented team? Because that's what we say, long shots equal long rebounds, equal transitional buckets, which equal flow of the game. That's what you do when we're running at our best. And last year, when you came in with that second group, which was SGA, SGA J. Will, Isaiah Joe, Wiggins, and who was the other one? Kaysen. That 5 always made the move. We always made our moves, and we did that in Game 6 twice. And then, of course, in the fourth quarter, the coach did not make the transition to that group to see kind of what we were going to do. So, because he is limited in his thing. Then the 9th game of the year is the Rockets at home. The Rockets are just a tough team. I like the Rockets. I think they're young. They've got the coach. Obi's got those guys. Got those guys rolling. I think they're going to be a lot tougher than people think they are. They're athletic. They're young. They can get up down the floor. They can play defense. I think they're going to be a lot more tougher test than people really think they're going to be this year. I have them as one of my playoff teams. So, and we'll talk about that at some point. But anyway, the Rockets, I think, are going to be a scary team this year. I think that's going to be a hell of a game. Cannot wait to watch that game on November 8th. But, let me pull this up on my schedule because I can tell you what days those are on. That will help y'all and help me say when stuff is, so that way that will give me a better sense in what we're doing. Because remember, we will be having the After the Storm after those games. So the Rockets, November 8th is – that's a home game on a Friday night. Oh, man, yeah, kids. It's a 7 o'clock game, so that's nice. That's a nice time. Friday night, yeah, everybody will be there. We'll be able to do the show. I won't be able to have that much fun because I'll probably have to work the next day. But Friday night, November 8th, oh, man, that's going to be a great game. Cannot wait for that. And then, of course, on Sunday, Golden State, 6 o'clock at home. Once again, that's going to be a good game. Cannot wait to see what's going to happen with that. And then, of course, that's going to be our second of back-to-back nights because the next night, even though it's not on my schedule because I only have the first 10, we turn around and we play the Clippers at home after playing Golden State, so we have back-to-back. So we play the Clippers on back-to-back nights twice. We play them on the second game on back-to-back nights twice. We play them after we play the Blazers, after we travel from Portland. Then we play them after we play Golden State. So I'm not sure what the NBA's thought process on that is and how they kind of came up with that, but whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter to me. We just got to handle our business and do what we need to do, and I'm not going to really worry about it a whole lot because if we're playing the way we should be playing, we'll be fine. So that being said, here is what we have as of now is the Thunder the Thunder roster and who we have on the top roster. And when you look at who I think we're going to have, who is going to play, I think you're going to have SGA number 1. He's going to be on the team. Kaysen's going to be 2. And I believe that I think that Caruso is going to replace Lou Dort. I think he's Lou Dort's replacement because I don't see the reasoning behind having 2 guys who play the exact same position. That makes no sense to me unless you're just trying to say we're going to always have a defensive stopper on the floor, so you're going to split their time in half. And to me, Alex is a better defender. He's a smarter offensively, so he's not going to be having to worry about somebody going to the basket, doing some crazy shots, trying to create points when it's only going to hurt the team. So he's a smarter player than Dort. Not necessarily, and a better defender too. Not as big, so you might be able to put them both on the floor. So I guess you can always do an SGA, Alex Caruso, Lou Dort, Wiggins, and a Chet on the floor, or a J-Dub and Chet. So you could, J. Will and Chet. So you could do SGA doing the point guard, Alex Caruso with the 2, then Lou Dort, whatever, who the other best player is, and then you have Jay Will playing down low and banging, and then Chet, of course, being the enforcer, blocking shots and this. So you could always have that five as a separate five. But I just don't understand why you have Dort and Caruso. They're the same player. I don't really get that and understand that. Now, setting up for a trade down the road, 100%. Because, what do they call it? The Dorture chamber. When Dort puts you in it, he's a beast. He's so physical. He just makes a lot of mistakes, I think. Then, of course, Topic is out this year, so we'll see him next year. Then forwards, you got J-Dub. You got, like I said, Caruso, Aaron Wiggins, Dylan Jones, who really impressed me quite a bit, Jang, Kendricks Williams, and Keontae Johnson. And then centers, Chet, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Jay Will. So, somebody's been asking, people are asking me, who do I think the starters are going to be and how are you going to do that? I said, well, to me, you got to do SGA. To me, the ones who are going to start is SGA and Chet. Those are for sure your two starters to me. Those for sure are your starters, okay? I just think those are going to be your guys who are going to come in. They're going to start right away. And then after that, you have the luxury of doing whatever the hell you want to do, to be honest with you. You do whatever the hell you want. If you want to start Lou, you can. If you want to start Alex Caruso, you can. If you want to start, excuse me, I'm sorry, let me get this straight. SGA, J-Dub, and Chet. Those three are starting. Then after that, you can pick who you want, whether it's Lou Dort or whether it's Caruso or it's Hartenstein or whomever you want to throw in there. Now, we were talking about who we think the best five is at some point. I think it depends on the floor of the game. Now, looking at the rosters and watching the players play the way I've seen them, then I'd want SGA, I'd want Kaysen, I'd want Caruso, I'd want Hartenstein, and I'd want Chet to close out the games. That's what I'd want because I've got Caruso shutting down whoever their best player is. I don't have to worry about him making a stupid foul, fouling somebody on the three, or trying to go and try to create something that he's not capable of doing offensively and losing possessions. I don't have to worry about that. And then I've got lockdowns, whatever I need. I've got J-Dub doing what I need him to do. SGA is just going to do what SGA does. The only preference is, the only thing that I have to ask or want from the coach this year is for him to understand who the hell your best player is. That's what I want him to understand who the hell your best player is. SGA is your best player. Everything should run through him. You're in this is not the G League, and you're still in G League mode, which we were 2-3 years ago. Which, yes, that was fine when you're trying to get everybody confidence, but now we're at a point where we're trying to win. We're not trying to develop. We're trying to win. And when you're trying to win, you got to understand who your best players are, what is the best place to put them in the best possible position to win the ball game. That's the ball in SGA's hands. Because when he's rolling, it releases the pressure off everybody else and allows everybody else to relax and just play. When you put pressure on J-Dub to be something he is not, even though I know you as a staff think that he's better than he has more upside than SGA, which is still the most asinine, ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. I see we're joined by our guy Drew Hinton of Husker Drew Picks. What's up, bro?
Oh man, just living the dream.
Good. Good. Are you coming by to look at the house or what, man?
I need to.
Yeah.
Got a list of what you need done?
Yeah, I already know what I need done. I've already got all the stuff. You just got to come by. All you got to do is come by, and you got to figure out what we got to do is about replacing some wood trim and painting, and then looking. I got looking at my having an electrician or a air conditioner guy because my guy's already quoted me a price.
I got a painter and I got a trim guy, so that's easy.
Yeah, and then the air conditioner got to come out and look at it because I got a guy who gave me a price on something, so we'll see if y'all can beat that. But anyway, on the other thing, I was talking about the Thunder and who do you like? Okay, Drew, I'll go back to the roster here for you so you can kind of go by what I was saying over here. Here it is. Do you believe Caruso and Dort are the same player? Don't you, Drew? Don't you think they're the same player? Caruso's better.
Sound of me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you now. You're cutting out of me.
Okay.
I would say Caruso is probably a better passer, maybe just a little bit better shooter, but Dort is the better defensive player.
Well
More
then,
physical.
why was he not above Caruso in the All Defensive NBA All Defensive team?
What's that?
Lou Dort was not ahead of him on the All Defensive team. One made it,
No.
one didn't.
No, if anything, I think Dort's just a bigger body, which makes him more effective on defense. He can guard more players, but Caruso kind of becomes a liability when he has to guard a big guard, 6'7", 6'8" guard. Caruso's only about 6'3".
Yeah, yeah. Well, it seems like that.
Where Dort's what, 6'6", 6'5"?
Yeah, 6'5"-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's big. He's 240 pounds. Where Caruso's probably 190.
So, in other words, you disagree with me about them playing Caruso, not Dort.
Oh, I think they'll play Caruso because he's going to fit better in the offense. He's a better shooter. He passes better. He's going to get them into the flow. I think Caruso's going to be effective coming off the bench, too, to back up SGA and a backup point guard role as well. So I think there's more places you can put Caruso on the floor.
And you don't have
I think Dort's kind of resorted himself to just being a corner three shooter.
right.
He's not going to create his own shot.
Well, when he does, it kills us when he tries, because he tries. But, he didn't try for the Canadian team. Did you notice that? He wasn't trying none of that nonsense with the Canadian team.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting that the Canadian team was like, hey, we don't need none of that nonsense, bro. Where the Thunder
Probably didn't think he could just tell the coach to pack bags and do whatever he wants.
Well, clearly he could not, because he fell right in line with what he was needing to do for that team. So, and unfortunately, that is not the case of the Thunder. Unfortunately for us, that's not the case of the Thunder. But anyways, Drew, I was sitting there talking about when the five that you like. At the end of a game, who would you like to have? Who would you like to see? My five was SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Hartenstein, and Chet.
Oh, I'd probably have to put J-Dub in there.
I'm sorry, excuse me, J-Dub. I'm sorry, J-Dub. I'm sorry, SGA, J-Dub. J-Dub, Caruso. Go ahead, SGA. Yeah.
J-Dub, Chet, and Hartenstein.
Yep, that's what I had. I'm sorry, I left J-Dub. It was SGA, J-Dub, Caruso, Hartenstein, and Chet. That's my five.
That way you'd have two guards that can play off the ball that are going to be able to create their own shot with J-Dub and SGA. And if you come off him, then you got Chet and Caruso flash into the open spots and Hartenstein to clean up the mess.
Yep, if there is any.
In a perfect world.
Yeah. You're saying a perfect world. What I did, Drew, right at the beginning of the show, I went over the Thunder schedule, the first 10 games, and I have us 8-2, 7-3 at absolute worst, but 9-1 is where we should probably be.
Got it. I got us losing to Denver first game.
That would be my loss.
I think they'll split. They'll go to the Lakers, the Clippers.
We don't play the Lakers. We don't play the Lakers.
They play the Lakers day after Thanksgiving.
No, the first 10 games, Drew.
Okay.
The first 10 games are at the Nuggets, at the Bulls, the Hawks at home, the Spurs at home, then the Blazers. So, okay, we have the Nuggets on the road, the Bulls on the road.
I got 4-1 there.
Yeah, that's what I have. Then you've got the Blazers at the Blazers, and then at the Clippers on the first back-to-back.
That could be a tough one at the Clippers, but they usually play the Clippers a lot better than they
And remember, no Westbrook and no Paul George now.
Yeah, the Clippers I think are going to fall off.
Yeah, especially with that new facility, and they're going to be a shame. Aren't you sad, Drew? Aren't you sad? You look really upset about that, man.
Yeah, half empty palace on the plane.
Yeah, it's kind of bad. So then we have the Magic at home, then at the Nuggets again, which I don't understand. Why the hell are we playing the Nuggets on the road twice in our first 7 games or 8 games? We play the Nuggets twice in Denver to open up the season.
Both those will be statement games for the Nuggets.
Yep. I think that'll be. Then of course we have the Rockets at home, which I think they're going to be much improved, and they kind of scare me. They kind of scare me as a team, Drew. The Rockets.
Yeah, they'll try to run with OKC, and that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, they just don't.
They'll eventually start missing shots, and OKC will take advantage of it. But it'll be a high-scoring affair as it always is.
Yep. Then we have the Rockets at home, like I said. Then we have Golden State on Sunday night, and then Drew, we turn around and play the Clippers again. I'm like, why aren't we playing the Clippers? Our first back-to-backs are against the Clippers.
I think in that little stretch, 7 and 3.
3 at worst. I think 8 and 2.
Yeah, it could be 8 and 2.
If you're going to win 55 games, you need to be 9 and 1, 8 and 2.
Yeah, and a lot of good home games there too. You just got basically the two hard road games at Denver.
Yeah, your home games are the Hawks, the Spurs, the Magic, the Rockets, and Golden State. So really, the Magic is going to be a tough game, I think.
Yeah. Oh, Golden State.
Yeah. But the Rock. Let me see. We play Golden State's on a Sunday night, and the Orlando is on a Monday night. Magic is on a Monday night, 8:15.
Back to back. Yeah, that'd be tough there with Orlando, and Orlando's got a good squad.
Yeah, they do. They're that's gonna be a good game with them. So that's kind of how I look at it. But I figure 8 and 2 is about where we need to be, Drew. Don't you?
They need to be there now. Whether they finish there or not, I mean, there's always stuff happens in the season, especially early.
Well, that's true too. But part of what
Hartenstein, employing Hartenstein into that lineup. Just kind of seeing how he fits. I mean, we'll see.
Dude, what is wrong with
he'll fit fine.
What is wrong with your uncle? We'd be 10-0 if we had Waters. What's wrong with him? What is his affinity? The commander, what is your affinity with Lindy Waters?
How many points is Waters going to have against us when it comes in town for Golden State?
Well, I'm sure they'll play him some simply because of that one aspect.
Yeah.
I just don't really see it, but whatever. But I think you're right, Drew. That's why we're both on the same page when we're thinking about where the Thunder need to be to kind of get us going, and after that. So, but anyway, I just want to go over that. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk a lot of NFL, brother. And I know you love you some NFL. Hey, you need to send me that thing, Drew. Or are you going to do that tomorrow or Thursday? Because Thursday's the first game, opening night. Or is that next Thursday? That's next Thursday. Next Thursday. You're doing college, aren't you, this weekend?
I'm going to do college, yeah.
How you doing college? Okay.
I'll have that on Thursday afternoon when we talk.
Okay, cool. You coming by the bank, or you just going to do remote?
I don't know yet. It depends on my week goes. Right now I got fiberglass all over me, so I'm not really happy about it.
Yeah. Anyway, I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have engineering, surveying, or planning, these guys love to be behind the scenes. So if you have a new complex or you have a water treatment plant in your city or county, hit those guys up because there's nothing like good, clean water to take care of you. Collaborative Logic, if you have needs for computers, software to make your office run smoother, or website design, they can do that for you. In fact, Drew, they're checking on me to do my website. I got so many people asking me about T-shirts. I just want to send people to the website, Drew. Say, okay, here, you order. Here's the design. Pick your colors out and call my boy. And just do, $20, $25 for a T-shirt. Pick your colors, whatever the hell you want, and just move on. That's I'm gonna do that. And then of course Oak Grove Trucking. If you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved. He's trying to. I talked to him today. He was on his way to lunch earlier today, trying to do his thing. So, and then of course YNB, family owned and operated since 1912.
The bank. The bank things happen.
Yes, they're an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC, and proud sponsor for us to be out here today at Georgia's Happy Hog. Boy, I tell you what, Drew, I'm getting me some wings and some ends, some burnt ends today, some mac and cheese.
My mom probably likes ends.
She don't want no ends. I've been trying to bring her ends. She stopped eating all that. She don't want no ends, man.
I know, they went on a health kick, damn. The Ozempic health kick.
Yeah, well, your dad needs to be on one. He looks good.
He dropped 75 pounds.
I know, he looks good. That's what I'm saying. He needed it.
Down to fighting weight.
Oh, I think he's always been at fighting weight, bro. I don't think that's mattered much with Rick. We love you too, Rick Henthorne, of course. And then, of course, you can go online and Pre-qualify at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or go into one of their 5 locations, the main bank at 401 Elm Street, 66 steps from
Historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma.
Yes, and then of course YNB East. And yes, Randy, right, the commander. I walked those steps to make sure that's the right thing. And then, okay, I know it's 54 steps to the money
Those are some
machine.
big steps.
While I walk, I know how many steps it is to the money machine because I had to walk out there and get some cash. So, oh, okay, here you go, Randy. Here's the commander. I'll take the ends with watermelon tea. Okay.
See?
Yep. Hey, Drew, last time I brought him ends, you didn't even know they were there. You could have ate them. Last time, Drew.
I know. He put some files on top of it or something.
No, your uncle would not do that, bro. He would not try to hide his ends from you.
Yeah, he's under the desk more than likely.
Oh, then, of course, YMB Mustang, which is off in Mustang, Oklahoma, 218 North Mustang Road. And then YMB Parkway, which is off I-40 and Garth Brooks, 200 steps from where, Drew?
The Waffle House parking lot.
And then YMB Peoples on 23rd and Bethany between Rockwell and MacArthur. And then Elm Grove Clothing. Cannot wait to get my new suit. Drew ordered me a gray suit with pinstripes on it, white pinstripes. It's going to be sweet. Cannot help. Looking forward to wearing that at our benefit. So if you have any information, contact my guy. His phone number 405-332 87, or was it 8767 or 87? I can't read it. I don't know. I need to go back and read it on my other thing. So do that. And then, of course, we're talking about Santa Fe Family Life Center because we're having our, I don't know if did you ever go to that, Drew? You haven't been there yet, have you?
What's that?
To their JFK function for Santa Fe?
I have not.
It's a good time, man. It's going to be at the Civic Center, which I really like that place. I like the Civic Center. It's a cool spot. If I can just find it, Drew. I know it's in here somewhere. Where the hell is it? Where's my Santa Fe? Oh, there we go. Okay, the JFK Awards, the Community Service Awards, reception and dinner September 19th, 2024 at 7 p.m. at the Civic Center. Santa Fe Family Life Center, you can go to www.sfflc.com. That's SantaFeFamilyLifeCenter.com, and you can order your tickets or buy a table or whatever you want to do. And, of course, Jennifer is going to be there with me, as always, as my +1 because she makes me look good. I think she makes everybody look good. But anyway, Drew, she's got an orange dress this year, bro.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep. So she goes, you're going to have to get an orange tie, a bow tie. I'm like, wait, what? Wait a minute, why are you ordering mine?
You just need to do a little orange and black pocket square.
I don't wear pocket squares, bro.
Why not?
I just don't. I use my pocket watch.
Pocket squares are sick.
No, I use my pocket watch, man.
You just gotta have the right kind.
I don't use them anymore. I have my pocket watch.
You gotta learn how to fold them.
No, I don't wear them. I don't use them anymore like I used to. I don't do them anymore. I used to. I just don't do them anymore. So.
You use a pocket watch?
Yeah, my pocket watch instead. And when I'm out of state, when I'm doing like I was in, this lady from New York was like, "Oh my God, that's sweet. How'd you come up with that idea?" Da, 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 da. And I was like, "Yeah, it's cool." And most people are like, "Oh."
The pocket watch goes in a different pocket than the pocket square.
No, Drew. This is on a 2-button without. Now, if I'm wearing a 3-piece, then yes, I will put it on my vest. But when I'm wearing the 2-piece, just the jacket and pants, I put it in my pocket square pocket. It's cool, trust me. I have multiple compliments from people who ask me that, ladies who ask me that. Hey man, what'd you do that? Not from dudes because they don't get it, but it's okay. Okay, here, Drew. Here are the football playoff predictions. I'm gonna get your opinion in it. Okay, college football. Number 1, Oregon. Number 2, Georgia. Number 3, Florida State.
Who's predicting these, by the way?
This is ESPN. This is their deal. I think that Ohio State's going to be number 1 and Oregon's going to be 5. That's what I think. That's just me. Or Georgia number 1 and Ohio State number 2. But I think this was an early ranking. So then, of course, what you do is you'd have Ohio State going against Liberty at 12. And then Texas against Ole Miss, which is crazy because why are you playing? That's the second time you would have played them. I don't really like how they did that. You know what I'm saying? And then you'd have Bama against Notre Dame, and then Penn State and LSU. Now, what a hell of a game. What do you like that game, Penn State LSU?
Well, I think Penn State's gonna be a pretty good team this year if they get some improved quarterback play. 'Cause they got a lot of running backs and wide receivers back, and they're always going to be good on defense. They got some pretty winnable home games. They got Ohio State at home. I'm not sure where they play. If they play Oregon or not, I have to look at that. But I think LSU might be a stretch. I don't know. I'm not real sure if they're going to be in there or not.
Well, they're just reloaded, bro. Here are the rankings. You have Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Oregon 3, which Texas 4. Okay, LSU is 12th. Now they did have Florida State in here, and I dropped them to 23rd, Drew.
So I'm looking at Penn State's schedule. Penn State,
they're 8th.
They're at USC. And at Wisconsin. So those are their two toughest road games. Everybody else at home.
Yeah.
Ohio State, Washington, UCLA, Illinois, all those games are at home.
And remember that first playoff game will be in Happy Valley as well.
Yeah.
Which I like that idea. Can you imagine you having
a...
Do what?
I do too. I like it as well, but plus it helps. It rewards the team with a good record.
Yeah, it does, and the fans too. You mean Happy Valley at nighttime? You know it's going to be rocking. At LSU, Florida, man, that game's going to be rocking. You have Bama at 5, Ole Miss at 6. So when I look at the top 10, they got Michigan at 9. You and I both agree. Michigan is not.
Agree with Michigan.
You and I both agree. Michigan is not 8. They're not 8.
Nope.
They're not 8. I just don't see that. But anyway, the SEC, you've got Georgia, you've got Texas, you've got Bama, you've got Ole Miss, you've got Missouri. So 5 of the top 10 are in the SEC.
Yeah, I agree. The SEC, OU picked a bad year to join the SEC with that schedule.
Well,
I tell you what, OU can easily be 6-6.
Yes, I agree. You know, Drew, this is so funny.
They're gonna be underdogs in 7 or 8 games.
Right. I talked to a guy the other day, and I'm not going to say his name, but if I said it, you know who I was talking about. And he said, "What's up, big guys?" He told me, he said, "You know, man," he said, "this is a deal with OU." He goes, "OU was not ready for the NIL. Texas was. Texas had already developed the NIL. They already had a staff. They already had people ready."
Texas is already paying players.
Well, but everybody's already paying players. But I'm just saying with the NIL, Texas was already set up for that, and OU wasn't. And he believes that Castiglione dropped the ball on that. But I thought Castiglione overall does really well. But, yeah, he thought he dropped the ball on the NIL.
And I think you can add in Lincoln Riley kind of leaving them high and dry, too. Pulling some players. A lot of transfers after he
but Drew, the whole point is you should have gave Lincoln what the hell he wanted in the first place.
Yeah.
You should have gave him what he wanted in the first place. And when you didn't, he said, "I'm out of here." And then you turn around and you give, what's his name, the coach, you give him everything that Lincoln Riley asked for. Why the hell did you give it to him?
Yeah.
And then you'd have had Caleb Williams.
I think maybe if you gave him a truth serum, I think they think that Venables is a better coach than Riley.
I do believe that as well. I think they think that as well.
Whether he is or isn't is remained to be seen, but I think if you give OU fans the truth serum, they'd rather have Venables than Riley.
Well, yeah, that's because right now they're pissed at Riley. It's kind of like they'd rather.
Venables was a Bob Stoops protege.
Well, but yeah, remember also those same people would rather have Russell Westbrook than Kevin Durant.
Same people, yes.
Same people. You know, so how much can you really? You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I'll take their football knowledge over their basketball knowledge.
100% on that. 100% on that, bro. I agree.
I'll be more likely to believe an OU fan when they tell me about football than when they tell me about what happened with the Thunder.
Yep, I agree. And Drew, by the way, tomorrow I'm giving you my power rankings right now. So tomorrow you can text me your power rankings, okay?
Okay.
My NFL power rankings, okay?
Okay. I can tell you mine right now.
Okay, well, I can't put them down on here, but I'm going to tell you mine, and then you can put yours in, but just send them to me. I've got the Chiefs number 1, the Niners 2, the Ravens 3, the Lions 4, the Eagles 5, the Texans 6, the Bills 7, the Dolphins 8, the Bengals 9, and the Packers 10.
Okay.
Who do you like? Or who would you?
Well,
Is anybody you switch up?
I don't know what the Bills are going to do this
No,
year. I'm waffling with it. Losing 2 wide receivers is going to hurt.
But I just took Josh Allen because it's Josh Allen.
Yeah, I know. I think I'd have to be. I think I'd probably flip flop the Bengals and the Bills. I think the Packers are going to be really good. I like the Lions. I'm not just. The Lions are going to be good. I just don't know if they're going to be top 4 good. And
but remember, this is based off. We're basing this off last year, coming into this year, so because we don't know when everybody's playing each other. So this is preseason. So all we kind of go by last year and what their schedule is this year, which we've kind of gone over, which I've gone over. So they've got a decent schedule.
I mean, I'll be interested. I'm looking at the Rams at being a sleeper.
Yeah.
I could see them do something.
Well,
you never know what you're going to get with Dallas. Who knows?
Well, my thing with the Cowboys is I thought that, losing
Deron Bland hurt.
Yeah,
that hurt.
I agree. But
I think they were going to lean on their cornerback to really shut down wide receivers with the many linebackers as they lost. I think their defensive line will be fine. The linebackers covering his face without Deron Bland is going to be tough. So I don't really worry about Dallas's offense. I wasn't a big fan of Pollard last year anyway. He didn't do a whole bunch, so I think the running game will just be the running game. And I still think Dallas will throw the ball 45 times a game.
Which is not good because Dak is terrible when he throws more than what is it, 28 times or whatever it is. He's terrible.
So I think Dallas. I think Ferguson's a great tight end. They're going to have to. I think they got to find somebody to be wide receiver 2.
And you got to find a running back.
I think they'll be all right with what they got. I mean, running back. I mean, yes and no. Yes, they do need a running back, but I think they can do running back by committee.
Okay. Wish I had a.
Whether that wins in the Super Bowl, no. I think they can make playoffs with that team.
So in other words, what you're saying is you're going to be comfortably okay with doing 12-5 for the 4th straight year and losing in the first round of the playoffs.
Oh hell, if we go 12-5, I'll throw a big party.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if you do that, you're going to end up losing the first round again, and you're okay with that.
I got Dallas going 10-7 this year.
Is that what you had them?
10-7 wild card.
Okay, well, we need to do that. We need to go back over the Cowboys schedule and do our preseason wild card, who's in and who's out. Because I did I do my my playoff prediction, Drew, is the AFC. I've got the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Bills, the Texans, the Ravens, Dolphins, and Jets. In the NFC, I have the Niners, the Eagles, the Lions, the Rams, the Bears, Packers, and Falcons. The Bears and Falcons are my 2 sleepers.
Bears, you got the Bears in the playoffs?
Yes, they're my sleep because their schedule's pretty easy, Drew. I got them as my sleeper. That's what I have.
I would at the AFC. I'd have Miami, Buffalo, Kansas City, Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Houston.
And then one more.
And I think Cleveland can make a run. Maybe Cleveland or Jacksonville.
I'll put the Jets in there as my sleeper, as my 7th.
Yeah, that could be, but I don't know. I think old Father Time's going to catch up with Aaron.
Well, Drew, they won 7 games with what they had at quarterback last year, and they should have beat the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
in the NFC, I like Philly, San Fran, the Rams, Green Bay, Detroit, Tampa, and Dallas.
So you're doing Tampa, you're doing the Buccaneers and the Cowboys instead of the Bears and the Falcons.
Yeah.
That's your difference between what I picked for my playoff prediction. So those are your 2 Everything else we're right on the same in lockstep, it looks like, as far as the other ones. But you know what? It's how many teams don't make it from the year before? So you got to figure the Dolphins made it. Are they gonna make it again? Well, the Dolphins have to play at home. If they're going to go to the Super Bowl, they have to be the number 1 seed, and they have to play all their games at home.
Yeah, I just don't know that Tua can take that Miami to a Super Bowl. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not overly pleased with him myself, but it is what it is when it comes to.
And the Dolphin secondary is a little suspect too.
Yeah, it is. It can be had, and especially with what they have now coming up with the new thing. So we'll see what they can do. But Drew, I don't know. I'm just glad the football season's here, aren't you?
Yeah, and then Dolphins in there with the Jets and the Bills in that division. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I just have I have all 3 of the 4 coming out, but I just threw the Jets in there or the Dolphins. I'm not really sold on the Dolphins. I'm really not. The Jets, I think defensively what they have and what they're trying to do, but with Hassan Reddick not signing, which I think is weird. How did you not have that already set up before you even traded for the guy? How do you not have that already done and in paper? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, Drew? I'm trading for you.
I'm looking at their schedule, and the Dolphins, their last 6 games, you got at Green Bay, Jets, at Houston, San Fran, at Cleveland, at the Jets. That's a tough way to end the year.
Yeah, but they have a tough road games. But the first part of their schedule is really light when it comes to games at home.
Yep.
So they
could
lose
5 out of the last 6 games.
Yeah, so but if they do that, they can end up 11-6.
Yeah.
Something like that. So we'll see how it works out. But I'm just excited football starts. Now this week, who do we have Thursday night? I know we have the OU game Friday. Who do we have Thursday night?
You got North Carolina and Minnesota.
That's what it was. Thursday night. Are you gonna watch it? Where are you watching it? At the house? Or upstairs? In the man attic? Not the man cave, but the man attic.
I gotta go there and do a little recon. And Shannon's been staying over at my house on the weekend, so I need to go up there and make sure there's not any Cox fans.
Leave our boy alone, man. Don't pick on our boy like that, man. Leave our boy alone, man. He young.
Thursday night you got North Carolina and Minnesota, Michigan State, Florida Atlanta is Friday, Wisconsin plays Friday,
nice.
Maryland. Yeah. Really, that's really the only game you got. There's a couple BS games, but those are 2 good ones.
Yeah, I'm excited. Then Friday I've got to go to the OU game because I'm not going to the funeral until next week. So my friend's daughter, she's like, "You coming down?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "You gonna stay and come to the house to party?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I said, "Yes," because I got to get a hotel room because I know I ain't driving back.
Terrible game.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah, I'm going. You talking about Friday night? Yeah.
You're gonna beat them by 70.
Yeah, I'm not. I told my boy I'd go, but I'm just now I want to back out. I don't really want to go.
I'm gonna be on the golf course.
I'm not excited about it at all. Then Saturday I'm off. I have to go. I'm going to go to Stillwater. That's going to be a better game. What time is that game? 2:00 or 1:00?
1:00.
So it's going to be early. So that's going to be nice. That's going to be at 1:00. So that'll be good.
It's not supposed to be horrible weather. I looked at the weather this weekend. It's supposed to be pretty nice.
What's up, big dog? How you doing?
You might get rained out Friday
say what?
Norman.
Steven, brother, I'm gone. You all right?
Yeah. What's happening with you, big man?
Love y'all, man. Love to see you.
I don't know what that was, Drew. I don't. He's Steven, Drew. I don't know.
What's that?
You're not watching. You'll see. Go back. This guy came up and just started doing signs and stuff. His name was Steven. He loves the city or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, yeah, you had to go back and watch it. But anyway, anything else you want to say, bro, before I get out of here?
Man, I think we got it. I'm looking forward to the next few days. Football kicking off. Major League Baseball coming into that home stretch.
Yep.
We're looking for a next week. Next week we start the September swoon where the Mets fold like a cheap Walmart lawn chair.
And
it's coming.
That reminds me, are you doing your thing Thursday? Is that when you're sending out your schedule picks? Thursday? Is that when you're doing the picks? Or are you doing that tomorrow?
We'll do a little
pick
six.
six. Yeah, six-pack. Are you doing that tomorrow? Are you doing that?
We'll do one for each starting the next week. We'll do a little 6-pack for the pros and a 6-pack for the college.
Okay, so you're doing that. Are we doing that Thursday or Friday? Or tomorrow, Wednesday or Thursday?
We'll split it up. We can do Thursday for the college, and then we'll do Friday for the pros.
Well, Friday is still preseason. Are you doing preseason?
No, I ain't doing preseason. Preseason's over.
Yeah, I thought they start next week is the first games.
They do. It's the week. Opening night is next Thursday.
Yeah, Chiefs and Ravens.
Chiefs and the Ravens, and then Friday you got the Packers and the Eagles.
I'm so pissed. Why are you having the Chiefs and the Ravens play the first game? That ain't even.
Well, they always kind of do that with two teams that they think are going to be the better teams. They always used to. The Patriots played somebody in Dallas, and the Giants would always play in that first game. But I tell you what, Dallas got a tough one. You open at Cleveland.
At Cleveland, yes.
I'd rather play in Cleveland right now than I would in December, though.
Yeah, that's a fact. That is a for sure fact.
We can catch them right now during the afternoon. I'd rather do it now than I would play there in a night game in December or in a snowstorm.
That reminds me, speaking of the NFL, how do you feel about the NFL ticket, what they did with that?
Love it.
I mean, with the pricing and the way that they're setting it up.
I don't even look at the pricing, Matt.
Oh, you don't?
You don't look at that. That way I can have plausible deniability when Chrissy goes, "Did you know I'm going to win?" And I say, "Nope, I'm going to do it." Oh man, it's a lot.
That's a good one. I like
that. They did what? They raised the price? No way.
Oh, I love it. All right, brother. I appreciate you. Love you. My guy Drew Hinton of Husker Drew Picks. Husker Drew Picks. Go ahead. One of these days, I'm going to cut his ass off on that shit. Anyway, love you guys. Everybody be safe.